Hello again, and welcome back, everybody, to another edition of the Rural Report. I am your Rural 2IC, and we are continuing the National Preparedness Month, aka September, which is the 30 days of survival. And I'm going to do this challenge. I didn't participate in last year. It's kind of a little bit new to the YouTube game, but got a little bit of time under my belt. And this time I had a little bit of help. The way that this is going about is my little 5-year-old, he gave me the idea of doing this in a fun and creative way of using the ABCs, where every day we have a letter and we go over a couple of words. So if you are new here, welcome. Thank you for stopping by and spending a little bit of time with me. For the rest of you, buckle up because we are on the letter Q. Now, if this is your first time and you have no idea what I'm talking about, get ready to enjoy. If you like it, somewhere up here we'll have a little card at the end. You can go back and watch all the videos up until now, then hit the little bell icon so you don't miss out on the rest of the alphabet. But here we go. So we are on the letter Q, and the first word is going to be qualification. What are your qualities? What are you qualified to do? What do you need to be qualified to do? That's a lot of questions right there, right? When we're quickly getting through this, a lot of Q's right there, right? So when you are looking at yourself and you're looking inward, seriously, be honest and ask yourself, what are you qualified to do? I can do this, I can do that. I've taken this training course. Great. Good job. I mean, seriously, proud. But what qualities are you going to need? What qualifications is it going to take to get through SHTF? Do you have the qualities of having patience? Do you have the qualities of leadership? Do you have the qualities to actually go in and provide security or manage difficult situations, be in those uncomfortable sort of situations? This is the time that you can self assess and be honest and try and figure out, can I do it? Can I step up and fulfill these qualifications? Or do I need to surround myself with others that are better at it than I am? Doesn't mean that it gives you the ability to slack off. People are always going to be bigger, stronger, faster, have more stuff. Okay. It's just, it's a fact. It's always going to be there. Usually 99.99 whatever percent of the time, first place is for a period of time until somebody that wants it more and training harder earns it. And so, as long as you are humble, have it to where you know I have a weakness. I'm not as qualified as I should be. Then make sure that you figure out how to fill that goal. And the best way to do it is our next word, which is question. Question yourself. Question everything that comes about for an SHTF situation. And it's going to vary by what the situation is. So in a flood, it's going to be one thing. In a fire, it's going to be something completely different. In an economic collapse, it's one thing. In civil unrest, it's something completely different. Answer those questions, and they're going to be tough questions. And the more honest with yourself and the more that you put thought and effort into it, the better answers you're probably going to get. And you don't have to do this alone. Do this with your mag, your friends, your family. Do this with some trusted people online. Doesn't have to necessarily be something to where you have to do it with a certain select people, and get people from all sorts of backgrounds. And it's one of those ones, the way that I came up with this was from a 5-year-old, had a really great idea. So, age doesn't necessarily have to be a factor. And it's one of those ones. Sometimes one of the greatest creativity on answers comes from a source that you never thought was you was going to get one from, right? Um, but that also brings me up to my next one, which is going to be quiet. Okay. And this goes twofold. One, are you the quiet type? Are you the one that you're afraid to speak up? Are you a one that's afraid to ask questions? And if so, is that something that you can work on? Can you overcome being quiet natured? Or two, are you not quiet? Are you the one that you're constantly talking over people? You're the one that has no filter. Whatever comes in your mind's coming straight on out. Can you overcome that? Can you quiet yourself down and become a better listener? And there's going to be times that both are needed. They're both not bad qualities. There's going to be times that you do need to basically shut up and sit down and step back and listen. Other times you're going to need to be heard. And so it's finding that balance, finding what the situation calls for, and being able to execute on which one it is. And sometimes that answer is going to lead to our next word, which is quick. Anytime that something comes about, when a decision has to be made, the best that you can hope for is to have time to gather intelligence, time to deliberate and discuss and debate and get it all out there, and look at it from different angles and have time to consider your options and think things over. Other times you're not as lucky and you have to react very, very quickly. You have to give an answer right now. Seconds matter, lives are on the line. Can you be quick? And that goes right back to the qualifications. Question yourself just right there. Don't be quiet about it. It's going to be one of those things. Can you do it quickly? If you can't, sometimes it's out of your control. Sometimes the situation needs quick reaction. Um, and it's just one of those things that it's the uncomfortable thing to consider, but we have to do it, okay? Because it's there's a good chance of that being, of that happening. So, but those are my words, and let's switch over to the honorable mention, which is quit. So, whatever you do, make sure most of the time don't quit, okay? Failure is not an option. Failure is one of the things that you can only have failure if you quit. You can make a mistake. You can figure out a way not to do something. There's repercussions to it all, right? When you go and you're trying to do a knot, and you try and you're like, "Uh-oh, I did this completely wrong." Okay, well, there's no failure in that. The failure is if you go, "Okay, well, I tried," and you toss it away. That's failure. Uh, but the repercussion of that is you just undo it and you try again. No big anything. Other ones, um, yeah, you can have some really bad, majorly bad consequences to it. Uh, but on the flip side, there are a few things. Quitting's actually what you should do. If you're trying something and it turned out really, really bad, maybe you should quit doing it that way and try a different way. Um, or if you're doing something that is bad for you, there's people out there that choose to do certain activities and they know that those are bad for their health and on their bodies and things like that. Maybe it's a good time to quit. Maybe you like caffeine a little bit too much. Maybe it's a good time to quit. Quitting's not necessarily a bad thing, but again, it goes in what you're doing. Most of us, quitting is not the option. Sometimes it's the thing to do. So, but there you go. There is the letter for the day, letter Q. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you got a little bit of substance and value out of it. If not, you got some entertainment as I wave my arms around and come up with a whole bunch of words for the letter Q. But it is the end of the show, so here's my challenge. I want you to come up with a couple of words. I am not here, this channel is not here to give you a one size fits all, here's the exact list that you need to live your life by. It is to get you to critically think on your own. So think of one or two words or so and put them down in the comment section of words that start with Q that go along with preparedness, and let's build a list together as a community and see where it goes, because so far you guys are really impressive. You are really putting a lot of thought and everything into this, and I greatly appreciate that. There's a lot of time and effort on my end, and when I start seeing those comments, it's a huge thank you to me. So I really, really appreciate that. But since you made it this far in the video, guess what? You rock. I appreciate you so much for spending a little bit of time with me. I hope you guys have an amazing day. I hope you have a blessed day. Stay tuned because there's definitely more information to come. And with that, I want to remain united because we're all prepping in this together.